Heaven's Journey to Life. Why Males Dominate the World, Day 63. To read this post, it must be understood that we're walking this process and blog, Heaven's Journey to Life, multidimensionally, which means each post covers one dimension but is interconnected into and as multi-dimensions in our process of walking the point in question of who I am and how this I created and manifested this entire physical existence. Thus suggested to read this blog from day one, as many of the points in previous dimensions and days and posts are always brought through into the next days and dimensions and posts, as all the dimensions interconnect as the multidimensionality we've created and manifested as our separation as energy and consciousness from and of life and equality and oneness. Thus, if one is faced with this post and have not yet read this blog from day one, suggest that self first start from day one, as otherwise one will have no context of many dimensions that is walked in this post that has been dealt with in detail in previous posts. As mentioned in the previous post, we'll continue more in detail with how the reverse manifested from friction and conflict as energy consumption, consuming substance, the return of energy to substance within and as the motion and movement of and as waves as energy, return to substance as its origin and source. Within this, to come, the process of reincarnation as manifested singularities re-merged into and as the existence of substance. However, before we continue with the beginning, we're going to have a look at how these relationships of energy between the atom and male and even female singularities still exist today within the relationship between the man and the woman as the mind consciousness system of energy. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness, with and as energy and substance, the mind and the physical, from the beginning to now, see, realize, and understand the relationship between the man and the woman from and of the relationship between the atom and male and even female singularities in the beginning, where the manifestation of man and woman within its energy, sound, and physical symbolism and manifestation exist as man, M, as manifestation and standing of the relationship of being between energy and substance. Thus, for example, with the atom and male singularity, the manifestation and standing of its relationship between energy and substance was existent within and as the action of the friction and conflict between energy and substance that brought the atom and male singularity into existence. A, as relationship, standing, and definition, with the being as its who I am in relationship to energy and substance. Thus, for example, the atom and male singularity maintains and holds this relationship between energy and substance through the friction and conflict to so maintain its definition and existence and survival of its who I am as atom and male, as friction and conflict, as consuming substance to transform into energy. N, as the connection and dependency of the being between energy and substance. Thus, for example, with the atom and male singularity, to maintain its connection and dependency and manifestation to energy and substance within and through the friction and conflict, has to maintain its existence of friction and conflict, and so will infinitely exist as friction and conflict only, consuming substance to transform into energy as its relationship, connection, and dependency to energy and substance. Therefore, in the existence of man, M-A-N, both existent within the atom male and even female singularities, M represents the origin of the atom and male as friction and conflict that manifested in the very relationship between energy and substance, that for the atom and male to exist, the friction and conflict between energy and substance has to exist. A represents the existent definition of the atom and male as friction and conflict, consuming substance to transform into energy, that for the atom and male to continue existing in its who I am as friction and conflict, consuming substance to transform into energy, this relationship between energy and substance has to continue existing. N represents the connection and continuation of the existence of the atom and male friction and conflict consuming substance to transform into energy that constantly, continuously moves within and between its existence with energy and substance to, in this connection and relationship, continue existing and surviving as energy. Therefore, M is the atom and male's origin as friction and conflict in the relationship between energy and substance. A its continued existence that is maintained in the relationship between energy and substance, and N as its connection and dependency on energy and substance, cycling through energy and substance constantly and continuously to continue surviving and existing. I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, from the beginning to now, in and as equality and oneness, with and as energy and substance, the mind and the physical, see, realize, and understand how the atom and male existence of ourselves, as manifested singularities, evolved into and as the manifestation of ourselves as man, as the solidification of our existence, and relationship to and as energy and substance, in and as and from which we would manifest ourselves into and as the solidification of the mind and energy's relationship to and as a physical body and substance, where, step one, we started within and as ourselves as the origin of the relationship of ourselves as energy and substance within our existence in the beginning as Adam. Ad am, with am as the isness and beingness of and as ourselves in and as the beginning as energy, with this amness, isness, as beingness manifestations of and as ourselves as energy, manifested within and as the relationship of life and substance through and as the friction and conflict that manifested the negative energy experience manifestation, for our origin and source, amness and isness, as beingness as energy, originated from and of that friction and conflict as negative energy experience, with ad as the anno domini, in the year here of our Lord, as the existence and creation of God and Lord, as energy from within and as the amness and beingness manifestation of and as the friction and conflict that manifest as a separation of self from substance and life that manifested the negative energy experience as the origins and genesis of ourselves as energy. From step 2, from and of and within our origins in our relationship and existence as energy and substance, we manifested our nature and action as male, mal, as the malice, the nature and action of and as blame, as spite, excuse, and justification, of and as as energy, as the structural manifested action of and as me, as the manifested singularity from the beginning, within and as the deliberate manifested action of and as friction and conflict that consumes substance in life to transform into and as energy. To step 3, from and of our origins, nature and action as Adam and male, within both singularities, as we continued within and this relationship and existence as energy to substance, we solidified our existence into and as the manifestation of man as the maintaining of the relationships and connections between energy and substance, within and as the Adam and male existence of ourselves, where from and of the Adam and male origins, nature and action that developed in the beginning between energy and substance, the manifestation of the sound and energy and physical symbolism within and as the word man represents the absolute energy connection imprinted and manifested into existence, into infinity, as the relationship and connection between energy and substance in its acceptance and allowance with itself and with each other, to continue into infinity, existing as this relationship and connection between energy and substance, as friction and conflict, to consume substance to transform into energy, for both energy itself and substance itself, in reaching and attaining and possessing its positive energy experience existence. Thus, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness, with and as energy and substance, the mind and the physical, from the beginning to now, see, realize, and understand why and how man had directly linked to male and males, as with the Adam and male existence within ourselves in the beginning, within and as both manifested singularities, as man evolved and manifested as a solidification of the relationship and connection between energy and substance from our origins, nature, and action of and as our Adam and male existence within our manifested singularities. And furthermore, that the Adam and male existence within ourselves as our manifested singularities that had the closest and direct relationship to energy and substance as the male and Adam existence within both manifested singularities, manifested as the strength and velocity of the action of and as the friction and conflict that consumed substance transform into energy. Within this, also why and how man and male had been linked and connected and defined within the context of power and strength, due to and because of this direct and closest relationship to energy and substance in its action of friction and conflict, and the power as the extent and amount of energy that is produced within the strength and velocity of the friction and conflict that manifest as consuming energy to transform into substance. In this, I forgive myself that I haven't accepted and allowed myself to, in and as equality and oneness, with and as substance and energy, the mind and the physical, from the beginning to now, see, realize, and understand why males in this world, in the development, manifestation, and evolution of the world system in this physical existence throughout the history of human civilization, had come to dominate the world system and authority and positions in the design, manifestation of the world system of money, because of the Adam and male dominated singularities, whose Adam and male existence within them dominated, with the closest and direct relationship to energy and substance as the action and strength of the friction and conflict, and the power and amount of energy produced through consuming substance to transform into energy, that manifested as the now manifestation of the male in this world, positioned within and as the direct relationship between the world system and money as externalized manifestation of energy, to and as the physical existence as substance, within and as the world system's relationship to this physical existence, in the action of friction and conflict. It manifests to and towards this physical existence in consuming physicality to transform into money, equal to and one with the male's dominated existence within themselves in their mind's relationship to the physical, having the closest and direct relationship to energy and substance, within and as the action of friction and conflict in consuming physicality to transform into energy. In the next post, we'll continue with the man manifestation within the woman and the history of the existence of the Eve and female dominated manifested singularities, with the Adam and male manifestations within themselves suppressed, in their relationship to themselves as woman, their relationship to the man and male, and within this, their positions within the world system of money, within and as this physical existence. I commit myself to show how the origins of the existence of the physical manifestation of the male and man within this world only stood within the context of the Adam and male dominated singularities relationship within and as energy and substance. That the existence and manifestation of the male is simply because of and due to Adam and male singularities that evolved into the direct manifestation of and as man within the Adam and male dominated singularities existence as the very friction and conflict action of consuming substance to transform into energy. In this, I commit myself to show that the only difference between the male and female of today, as it were from the beginning within and as Adam and male and even female singularities, is that within the Adam and male singularities, their Adam and male existence dominated and was more prominent in having a closer relationship to their existence as the Adam and male nature and action of friction and conflict in consuming substance to transform into energy. And the Eve and female singularities had a closer relationship in being more dominant and prominent within and as the energy circulations within and between the negative, neutral, and positive energy awarenesses, which made their Adam and male existence as the friction and conflict of consuming substance to transform into energy less dominant and prominent. I commit myself to show that the male and man dominance of today within the world system of money is simply due to and because of the man and male's closer relationship to their existence as the mind's relationship to the physical, as it were, in the beginning with the Adam and male singularities' closer relationship to their existence as energy to substance, where, with the world system of money as external representation of energy and the mind, and the physical existence and external representation of the physical body and substance, the male and man came to manifest their positions into and as the world system of money's development and manifestation and evolution in its relationship to this physical existence, within the context of consuming physicality to transform into money through friction and conflict. That because the Adam and male singularities evolving into the direct man and male manifestation of today had the closest relationship to that friction and conflict and action in consuming substance to transform into energy, would have the most direct relationship to designing and manifesting the world system's relationship to this physical existence, with its friction and conflict relationship of consuming physicality to transform into money. I commit myself to show Thus, that the only reason why and how males came to dominate the world system of money was because of and due to their energy existence relationship to substance, and that it's not males within themselves that are to blame within their positions within the world system of money, but that both males and females are equally as one responsible for the extent of the separation in our positions within this world system of money's relationship to this physical existence, within the separation between the male and the female as it exists today, which I commit myself to in detail show and reveal, so that once and for all, this accepted and allowed separation between males and females can stop, where both the male and female take responsibility for themselves, so that we can stand in equality and oneness with ourselves and our physical bodies, to stand together for ourselves and for all, and stop the unnecessary separation within and between ourselves just because we're male and or female, so that we can finally get into sorting this world and existence out together, equally as one. I commit myself to show that with destiny and Estonians walking together, the definition and separation of being male and female does not become a prominent point that defines the relationship between individuals, as we are moving beyond this accepted and allowed separation, standing together as human beings with ourselves and with each other, committing ourselves to life, to equality and oneness to all, to stand within ourselves and stand together in directing ourselves and this physical existence to heaven on earth. Seeing, realizing, and understanding that as long as we accept and allow ourselves to hold onto this separation and blame within ourselves, within the existence of male and female, as it currently exists within the world and vocabulary definition today, will not be able to absolutely stand within ourselves and together sort out and direct this existence as ourselves. So we dare you to step beyond the separation, stand with yourself for life, stand with us with life, to take responsibility for what we've, as males and females, done and become to ourselves, each other, and this physical existence as a whole.